Welcome to a code report solution video. In this video, we're going to be covering the solution to problem 1 from topcoder SRM 733 entitled MinimizeAbsoluteDifferenceDiv2. The question states you are given three possible integers, x0, x1, and x2. You have the following expression, the absolute value of xa divided by xb minus xc. You want to replace xa, xb, and xc with your three integers in some order. In what order should you place the three integers if your goal is to make the result of the expression as small as possible? Return an array with three elements, the optimal values a, b, and c. If there are multiple optimal answers, you may return any of them. And note that the values of our x0, 1, and 2 will be between 1 and 10 to the 5th. And a, b, and c represent the subscripts, not the actual values of x0, x1, and x2. So let's take a look at a simple example. So here we have x0 equal to 1, x1 equal to 2, and x2 equal to 3. And the answer that we should return here is going to be a vector of integers, the indexes 1, 2, and 0, which means that a will be equal to x1, b will be equal to x2, and c will be equal to x0. So that will look like the following. It'll give us the absolute value of 2 over 3 minus 1, which is going to be equal to 1 over 3, or 0.333 repeating. So this will be the minimum value that we can get from this expression by rearranging these values, and so this is what we should return. So the algorithm that we're going to use is going to be pretty straightforward. We're just going to brute force this, so check all the different permutations of rearranging these values and plugging them into this equation, and whichever one yields the lowest the lowest value of our expression we are going to use. So let's take a look at the code. So here we have two functions. Our first function, calcdiff, is just calculating our expression, so the absolute value of a divided by b minus c. Note that we're using doubles here in case, so that we're not doing integer division and potentially ending up with the wrong answer. And then we have our main function. So find triple takes three integers as parameters and returns a vector of integers. And the first thing we do in this function is we put our three values x0, x1, and x2 into a vector using an initializer list. And then we also create another vector of integers, O, which stands for order, the V stands for values. And we're going to initialize this to 0, 1, and 2. And we'll combine this with our next permutation function in order to get all the different permutations or orders of x0, x1, and x2. And then finally, we've created a vector of integers answer as well. So we declare a double equal to, it's going to be called minimum, but we're going to initialize it to the maximum possible value. And then we're just going to enter our do while loop. So for each permutation of our vector O, which stands for order, we're going to use these index to rearrange the values that we're passing into our calcdiff function. So the first one will be 0, 1, 2, and then we will permute the order vector and use this as indexes to use with v and then to pass to calcdiff. And so we calculate our difference from this expression, and if at any point the difference is less than our minimum, we are going to reset our minimum and set our answer equal to the order of the index currently. And once we've completed this loop, we'll have our result. So we're just going to return that. And the time complexity of this problem is going to be constant because our input does not impact the runtime.
As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Make sure to follow me on Twitter for reminders 30 minutes before contests start. You can find all of the code that I use in my videos on my GitHub page. All of the links are in the description down below. And finally, if you want to make sure you don't miss any of my upcoming videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.